Hi, today is all about Throne of the Grim Captain. So this is a card from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which has craft 4 creature. At the beginning of your turn, destroy the top 2 cards of your library, and when this card is crafted, exile this card and create the Grim Captain token. So crafting was a new mechanic from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and what you do is with craft you exile however many of whatever type of card it tells you at the end of your turn, and it has to be exiled from your hand, and then you exile the support and create or do whatever it says. Usually it's creating a support or a creature token. So we're going to do that, and we're going to create the Grim Captain token. So this takes a tiny bit of setup because craft 4 creature means we have to have 4 creatures in our hand, and we need to be able to exile all of those creatures at the end of our turn. So that obviously takes a little while. As ever, I'm playing against an event opponent, so I've got a bit of predictability going on. There we go, we've got the Grim Captain in hand now. We just need to collect up some creatures. Craft mechanic is kind of interesting. It works, I think, quite well for quite a lot of the cards. There's a few of them that are quite difficult. Crafting 4 is quite difficult. But there we go, there's our 4th thing. So what we can do is lock all those down so we don't accidentally play them. Put Throne of the Grim Captain into turn. Our turn should end almost immediately because all we're doing is playing a support. If I can find a swap, there we go. So end of the turn, do you want to craft? We'll confirm. So you can see 4 cards get exiled from hand and the Grim Captain comes into play. So we'll have a look at him in a moment. One of the things I want to check as I do this series is that cards with extra abilities and text and so on actually work. They do what they say. So we'll see that in action with the Grim Captain. So there he is. It's a rare token. It has lifelink, hexproof, menace, trample, and it's legendary. And it's 7/7. It's a colourless creature with the creature type skeleton, spirit, pirate. So that's going to meet quite a few different objectives from different events. And it has, when this creature attacks, move the first card from your exile into your graveyard. And then at the end of your turn, return the first card from your graveyard to your hand, and that card gains half of its mana. So it's a little bit of a production line. Because it's created through crafting, automatically there are cards in our exile, because that's how crafting works. So you saw we just dumped 4 creature cards from hand into exile. So there we go, a bit of a production line. It churns things from exile to graveyard, from graveyard to hand, and the card coming to hand should have half of its mana. So what we're going to do is watch that in action and see if it actually works. And then at the end, we'll have a look at the artwork, because I always want to have a look at the artwork for all of these tokens as well. Right, let's crack on then. Let's get the turn going and see if this actually works. Right, here we go. Do I want to play that? Yeah, probably do. Let's start getting more creatures in hand. Threats Undetected is going to do a better job of that. So we can see if we can craft yet another Grim Captain. Oh, it's going to give them mana, isn't it? They're going to come into play. Don't come. Oh, well, there we go. You can't always be in control of everything, can you? And we get cat tokens from the event support as well. But we'll ignore them. Right, here we go. I've slowed this right down. So let's watch. We attack. And you can watch that little flash to Kasmina and have a look at Kasmina. And we should get -1 to exile, because we're moving it from exile to graveyard. There we go, -1 to exile. Now this doesn't quite happen in the right order, well, the animations don't, but at the end of my turn the card goes from graveyard to hand and gets half its mana, so that works. And then Greg has already started their turn, but we see +1 to graveyard, and that was the first bit, moving from exile to graveyard. And then if you have a look at keep looking at Kasmina, we now get the next bit, which is showing that we go -1 to graveyard, which was the card we just put in our hand and gave half its mana. So that's beautiful. The text and the process of the Grim Captain works absolutely perfectly. So let's crack on. Let's see if we can get another one into play, and then we'll have a little look at the artwork. Lovely, 4th creature in hand. So just lock everything down, have our turn, boom, and you can see all that process happens again. So all the graveyard and exile shenanigans, end of the turn, we get another creature, and we get another card rather with half its mana. We craft again, we get another Grim Captain. Let's get Greg's turn out the way. And then we can have a nice proper look at the artwork and at the card again. So there's the Grim Captain. And it is a skeleton spirit pirate. I think it meets all of those. It's definitely a skeleton. It's very piratical. They've got pirate hats and bandanas and do-rags on, and there's definitely a cutlass down there, isn't there? And a pirate's coat going on in the background. And a ship's wheel. And it's very spirity, isn't it? All that kind of ethereal glow all around it. Yeah, good work on the art for skeleton spirit pirate, the Grim Captain.